He's laughing at there as the chairman of Stewards, Mr. Des Gleeson, is coming out and pinching our lollies.
He is too. He's a bit hungry there.
You never word to him?
I will, but we do have something interesting to show you a little later on too with Grant Cooksley's saddle.
Yes, we're going to have a look at that saddle that Grant actually wore during the running of the Melbourne Cup, and what happened to Grant Cooksley, if you happened to back Able Master in the race, was that one of the stirrup leathers broke, or they're not leathers anymore, but the stirrup straps broke.
Yes, and we'll be able to see why, actually. Yeah, it's interesting.
Have a look at that a little bit later on. Let's have a look at the upcoming totes for this race, and as we do, Jem, we've been through them a few times. Blackbean is the favourite at $5.10. What did you think?
Well, I like number 14 here, Peter. Go Flash Go. He's a leader. He had no luck at all last start at Moonee Valley. He was 4 wide the whole way, and the start before that he was taken on by the loose horse at the 600, and he kept going. I just think he's really tough and he fights it out. Number 6, Bonanova for second. She's just so honest. And number 4, LA Suez for third.
I thought LA Suez, if you go on the Epsom run, it was a terrific performance. And then in the Caulfield Cup was trapped out 3 wide all the way, never really got in. And I think it's a better horse at 1,600 metres anyway. Let's go over the page because there are still plenty of other chances, including the one that Jen's gone for in Go Flash Go at $18. And Desmond's Dream is in contention as well. But for me, it's LA Suez to win from Bonanova. I thought Nina Haraka, another one where you have to forget the Caulfield Cup performance, and it'll be hard to beat. And Go Flash Go is my best outsider. So there are the panel selections. LA Suez from myself and Gary. We've been agreeing a bit this carnival. Unfortunately, I didn't agree with him at the right time, and that was Thursday. Go Flash Go from Jen Lazagoleta from the Freedman Stable, and Blackbean from Johnny Latson, Rebel from Dan Malicki. So we've got 5 different choices here.
Now the ponies are about to turn around to go to the start of this race, Peter.
Did you still think number 1 on the looks?
Well, no, I might go for.
You're making it up, Jen.
Yeah, I will, because I don't have the form in front of me.
Why? Haven't you done the form?
No, I haven't. I haven't got the names and the form on these horses, but it's always a great race, and they've turned out beautifully, these little Shetlands, aren't they?
They are, and they've got little hurdles in front of them here, and we'll be able to have a look that they just pop over those and they fly over the top of them, and I think they've probably got 4 or 5 hurdles between themselves and the winning post, and they're actually lining up down at about the 200-metre mark.
These kids do a great job on these horses because they're not the easiest to control, the Shetlands. They've normally got quite hard mouths, and we've seen a few take little tumbles as well over the years, haven't we?
Yeah, generally we see one manages to fall off every year, and the start can be all important here. We say the start's important in the thoroughbred races. Well, the start can be all important here because some of them decide to go back around the other way. Some of them like digging holes in the ground, as you can see.
And it's a flag start, so we don't have the barriers. I think we'd be in trouble if we put them behind the barriers.
Now the starter's issuing the instructions and just saying, now you want to go this way rather than the other way. So we're just going to lead them around a little bit. Just a little bit of a delay before the Shetland pony race, so we might go to the presentation after race 5 on the card and join Mr. Peter Gramotka, the General Manager of Hilton on the Park.
Thank you, Rob. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the VRC for a fabulous spring carnival. The Hilton on the Park Melbourne is delighted to continue its association with the VRC and the Spring Racing Carnival. Next month marks the 25th anniversary of the Hilton in Melbourne, and we have been involved with racing in one way or another for all of those years. This year, of course, it is by once again sponsoring the Hilton on the Park Stakes. The last 25 years has seen many changes at the Hilton, which has enabled it to maintain its position as an industry leader. I truly believe that the jewel in the crown was the addition of the recently opened day spa at the Hilton, and if you haven't tried it out yet, this is a must-do on your list. We hope to see you celebrating today's wonderful win at the Hilton on the Park, Melbourne, this evening. Congratulations to all involved with the winning horse, St. Clements Bell, Russell Cameron, the trainer, and Stephen Arnold, the jockey. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome the representative of the proud owners, Mr. Peter Robinson, forward. Thank you.
Thank you to Peter Gramotka from Hilton on the Park. Well done to the connections of St. Clements Bell. Now they're nearly ready here for the Shetland pony race. And it's going to be a very hard race for me to call. I was going to call this race, Jen, but it's going to be a tremendously hard race for me to call.
You don't have the names or the colours or the jockeys.
Yeah, that makes it difficult. So what we might do is, they say that, you know, race callers do it by the colours, so we might have the black one in front of the brown one and then the grey one. And what about the grey? It's got off to a reasonable start, but then just didn't show any pace at all. And look at this leader. The punters are really getting into this. Now, the first hurdle comes up. It's important that they clear this. Here they go now. And sometimes it's important that they run around it like the thing on the outside did. That gives them a fair advantage. Yes, the horse that's running third at the moment, it has done very well. Oh, they've flattened that panel. But the leader, is it going to lead all the way? Yes, it does. Terrific performance. But I think the stewards will be talking long and hard about this race, Jenny Chapman, because there is no question in my mind the third horse did not jump one of those hurdles.
Oops, I think there was a fall there late too.
Always is.
So let's hope they're okay.
Yep. Oh, there we go.
It's not a long way to fall, I'm
Not a long way to fall. But they are great fun. And the crowd always gets into them. I think we might take a look at a replay in just a moment, but that was a harmless tumble, so that's good to see. And I'm sure that third horse did not jump one of those hurdles. There it goes, around there. But what about the winner? Wasn't it a terrific performance, although the second horse has really knocked that panel right out of the ground, all 6 inches of it.
I think he went to the line with a bit in hand too, Pete.
Yeah, number 4, One to Watch. I think it'll win its next start. Don't know where that'll be, but have something on it. There you go, the Shetland Pony Race. They're always great fun. We enjoyed it down here. Sandra Sully would have enjoyed it. We'll have one more look at the replay, and then we'll head back to Sandra in the marquee. And look at them, they're making fine form, and they're going to go any minute now. Yes, there they go. And the grey, well, it got off to a terrific start, but I think needs more ground, Jen.
Well,
about 3 laps.
Yeah, about that, I'd say. But nice little win there, and exciting for the kids too to ride in these races at Flemington. Fantastic.
Always good to be out here in front of this big crowd. We haven't got the crowd figure yet. We need over 20,000 to break the all-time record. I think we've got it, Sandra. And we're coming up to the feature, the Group 1 Emirates Stakes. We'll see you a little bit later on.
All right, look forward to it, Peter and Jenny. And yes, everyone is looking forward to the big race, but I've got to say that is my absolute favourite every year on Stakes Day. We love seeing the Shetland ponies. They are so gorgeous. Now, 2 of the newest stars, newest faces on Australian television screens are Krista Vendy and Kate Kelty, 2 of the newest members of Neighbours. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Krista. Great to have you back again. Now, you popped out on Cup Day and you can't keep away.
What can I say? I mean, it's another fabulous day, and I have to say that I'm wearing Jenny Ho once again, so...
You are beautifully decked out, as you have been all week. Now, Kate, you've just joined Neighbours, 13 years of age. What a break. Good for you, and tell us about the role you're playing and how you're finding it all.
Well, it's excellent to play Michelle. She's a really good character because she's so different, and it's good. I'm loving it.
And what do you think of the new clan, the Scully clan? Are you getting on well with them all?
Yeah. Well, sort of. We're like a real family now.
Yeah, they're all trouble.
Yeah.
Are they? Yeah. You're all trouble.
The Scully family.
Krista especially.
No.
Now, tell me, Kate, your first time to the Spring Carnival. The Emirates Stakes race is coming up shortly. Have you got any tips?
I've actually put a bet on Black Bean, I think it was. Yeah.
Well, you've done well. It's one of the favourites. What about you, Krista?
I love Asian food, so I have to say Black Bean as well.
And now, did you win the other day?
No, I came second last at Labille.
So you got to make good today.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, look, best of luck with Neighbours, and we know that the world watches this, possibly the longest ever running soap, but elevates stars to international status, and we wish you both the best of luck and congratulations for one of the biggest breaks anyone could ever have on television, and we just hope that your star continues to shine. So well done for the 2 of you. Well, we're heading towards the big race. Let's cross now to Tim Webster, and Tim, you'll be looking after the troops for the afternoon. It's over to you.
I will, Sandra, thank you. Your marquee looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it? For the kids, the balloons and everything looks great.
It does, it does. You know, it's a lot of fun down here, so gosh, I'll have to hand it back to you because I just better go and play.
Way you go.
Okay.
I'll look after it from here. Welcome to our studio for the afternoon. Been outside today, and gee, everybody goes to a lot of trouble. The kids look absolutely fantastic. Or maybe I should call them young people these days. It's a bit more correct, I suppose. Welcome to our studio. Well, now, racing, you know. There's a racing family in this town that they've got a runner in today's Emirates Stakes. They've got runners around just about every day. And they've been around for a decade or more now and really made an impression on racing. And when you talk about bloodlines, you usually refer to horses, but it applies to families too, particularly out Caulfield Way with this lot.
Their stables reflect the empire they've built. Friedman Brothers Incorporated, the FBI, one of the most dominant forces in racing's modern era.
Terrific's going to win the Cup for Lee Friedman. Terrific kicked away, wins the Quinella for Lee.
It began began in 1989 when Shane Dye booted home Terrific under Lee Friedman. With his three brothers, all part of the team, the FBI era was underway. 1 year stands alone, 1992, when to follow a Friedman horse was to follow a winner. Skillaci, mannerism, naturalism, and the mighty superimpose all lined the punters' wallets. And with a soaked track on Melbourne Cup Day, there was none greater than Greg Hall and Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero's kick. He's 2.5 in front of Viander Cross and Castletown. Sub-Zero clear. Viander Cross won't get him. And the Melbourne Cup of 1992 belongs to Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero wins by 2 to Viander Cross and Castletown.
While 1992 was the year Lee Friedman viewed racing from Everest, 95 was the time for a tumble. Finding another peak with Flying Spur's victory in the Golden Slipper, Friedman was soon staring at controversy when he was found guilty of substituting a horse in a blinkers trial. He was suspended for 4 months.
It'll cost me around about, between $50,000 and $60,000 personally.
During that time, brother Richard took over, and another Friedman assault was launched, this time with lanky stayer Dorinus, who proved his heart was as big as his stride. Victory in the Caulfield Cup with Damien Oliver, and on Melbourne Cup Day, the popular team ran headlong into a prestigious double.
Dorinus is going to win the Melbourne Cup for Damien Oliver. Lee Friedman's third cup. Dorinus wins.
Dorinus, who didn't know how to run a bad race, finished second to Myton Power in the 97 Cup. For the Friedmans, so close, and yet.
Myton Power the leader. Dorinus is coming at him. Dorinus after Myton Power. Myton Power and Dorinus, they hit it. Oh, it's close. Dorinus lunged. Dorinus lunged on the outside. Kenny have done it a second time. It's a photo in the Melbourne Cup. Dorinus and Myton Power.
In racing, there are no certainties, but few punters would bet against the Friedman name playing its role in future days at Flemington.
How did that look? Jack, don't you have any control over your son?
I'm sorry.
Messing up the hair and everything, get makeup all over the...
Keep going.
Keep going, don't stop. I suspect that we probably should take a break and we'll come back and talk to this uncontrollable child. Maybe the uncontrollable father's the one we're going to talk to. Come back in a minute. Welcome back, everyone. Emirates Stakes Day it is. Well, you can go on the train in a minute. Just don't interrupt. Emirates Stakes Day. Not the last day of the Spring Carnival, but certainly the last day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival. And Stephen Quartermain, the uncontrollable father, is here with his beautiful child.
Hello, Tim.
Hey, mate. How are you?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Say hello, Tim.
Transfixed. See, we knew that would happen. Talked the leg off a chair before he came on television. And there he is.
There's Jack.
There's Jack with his panel hat.
What's your name? Jack what? Yeah, Jack Quartermain.
Good boy. Mate, good to see you.
Yes.
You must be absolutely thrilled with the success of the panel.
Oh, the panel's absolutely fantastic. It gives you something a bit different to news, because, you know, news is great. It's my life, but it becomes a bit sort of clinical sometimes, but it's great to... People say, well, you've got a personality. But look, they're a fantastic bunch of people to work with, and it's a lot of fun. It really is.
You've been mates with Rob, in particular, for a long time.
Yeah, Rob and Jane for over 10 years. So basically just started, I got a phone call out of the blue and said, there's a pilot next Tuesday. Come and have a go, and that was it, and it was 2 years ago now. What you see is what you get. It's great fun.
Exactly. Speaking of parts of your life, isn't this just the best fun?
Nothing better. It's a handful, I'll tell you what. It is a handful. He's on fire. He's just turned 3, but it is the best thing you can ever do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, mate, thanks for coming up to see us.
Pleasure. And it's been a great carnival, hasn't it?
It has been really marvellous, and...
You say hello to Grandma and Grandpa? Say hello, Grandma, Grandpa.
Quickly.
Quickly. Who do you barrack for? Who?
The Mighty Hawks.
Say, go Hawks.
Good boy. See you, mate. Good
See you,
on
buddy.
Stephen. See you, Jack.
Say, see you, Tim.
Oh, good boy. Good boy. See you too, mate. Have a good day. Peter and Jenny will let you take it away, I think. It's pandemonium. Look, get down.
Thanks, Tim.
Sorry.
And if you think Jack's out of control, it's nothing compared to what his old man used to be like going home a few years ago.
That's enough from you, Donegan.
Okay, Qantas, yeah. I think we'll call it quits, a 0-0 draw. Race 6, the Emirates Stakes. It's the 81st of the series, Jen. 1,600 metres, one of the premier mile races on the calendar and one of the hardest races I have ever seen to pick the winner.
It sure is. I think you could back any one of these, Peter, and they've all got chances.
Start him off with Northern Drake, which has been battling to overcome an injury, but at his best he is a champion galloper, or a star galloper. Champion's probably overrating him a bit. $14.20 on the tote. Grant Cooksley is down as the rider, and Kenny Mann at Flemington the trainer.
He absolutely bolted in at Caulfield at his last start. That was over 2,000 metres, so he's dropping back in distance, but he's had enough time to be quite nicely freshened up here. He's a very good horse, carries the 58 kilos here, but he's there with a chance.
That's the face of Larry Cassidy. We'll be coming to his mount shortly. 2 is Rebel, Jim Collett, the rider, trained by Ron Langsford. Very good second in the McKinnon Stakes behind Rogan Josh.
Yes, backing up pretty shortly after that, but still it was an excellent effort behind Rogan Josh, that's what I'm trying to say, in the McKinnon Stakes. And his form, he doesn't mind a little bit of give in the ground either, so he's there with the place chance.
Eddie Wilkinson rides number 3, Umrum, for Leon McDonald. Now, this horse won the Toorak Handicap, which is another one of our premier 1,600 metre races, and then he finished down the track in the Salinger.
Yes, the Toorak Handicap, I thought that was a pretty good win there, but he was probably lucky. Everything went all right for him because there was a fall in it. But he's very honest, and I thought his run on Saturday was pretty good. He ran on strongly, so some chance.
The horse we're looking at is number 4, and that is LA Suez. And to be ridden by John Marshall, the Melbourne Cup winning jockey, and trained by Bart Cummings, the Melbourne Cup winning trainer. He looks a picture in the yard. And just forget his Caulfield Cup run, Jen. The Epsom win was outstanding.
Yes, his Caulfield Cup run that you were talking about, Peter, 3 and 4 wide with no cover the whole way. And I thought he did a pretty good job to finish where he did there. He's best ridden back. If he's ridden back here, he's a very good chance.
Black Bean, number 5, likes Flemington. So does his trainer, Matthew Ellerton. And so does Brett Preble, because he has had the carnival of his life.
He sat just off the pace and got a dream run through there to score on Saturday. He does need the speed on. There's a couple of horses that will go up there, but there's not a great deal of speed here. I think he's there with some chance.
It's always nice to know that the horse your back is going to put in, and you have no problems in that regard with this little lady, number 6, Bonanova. Jimmy Cassidy, the rider for Graham Begg. Honesty is her middle name.
Had the one run, Peter, and she won that. It was a terrific effort. She got back, she hooked out on the turn at Caulfield, and she won well. She's certainly fitter. She's a very good mare, and she rarely runs a bad race.
What about this big strapping grey, number 7, Lazagoletta, trained by Lee Friedman to be ridden by Damien Oliver. Won one of the lead-ups to this race, the Waterford Crystal Mile at Moonee Valley.
I think he was probably, he enjoyed the fast pace there at Moonee Valley. He got back and he went right round the field and he went on to score. It looked quite good there. He's a horse that does like the sting out. This is a bit harder though, so I'd say a place chance for him.
We'll be able to hear the roar from a long way away if number 8, Nina Haraka, wins. After all, she's got something like 3,000 owners, trained by Peter Hayes at Flemington, ridden by Greg Childs.
Go back to her Toorak run, and that was an excellent effort there. She's back to her 1,600 metres again after the Caulfield Cup run. She's extremely honest, and you'll see that big baldy face there at some stage.
Huge effort from this little girl the other day, number 9, Nawasia. Young Matthew Gatt takes the sit for Mark Houlihan.
Well, I have to apologise to the owner because I said she was no oil painting, and I asked her to get up and win, and I did tip her, I must admit, and so she looks magnificent today. And going on that win, it's a little bit harder here, but she's in form.
Vetty Veer will get out the back and swoop home. Luke Nolan is the rider. Gate number 16, Brian Mayfield Smith, the trainer.
He struck some trouble in the Toorak Handicap, and then he also, he didn't strike trouble at Moonee Valley, but he just didn't run on. I thought that he probably didn't appreciate the Moonee Valley tight circuit there. He'll be running on at the end. He needs the pace on, and he'll be running on strongly.
What about Larry Cassidy's mount, number 11, the 7-year-old Des's Dream, trained by Chris Wood at Mornington?
He's racing very well in weaker company, and he's a horse that can go forward. Does love the wet track, but he hasn't got a real slow or heavy here today. Ran on okay in the Seymour Cup. There's nothing wrong with his form.
Outsider of the field, number 12, Babetto. Eddie Casa is the rider for Greg Kavanagh.
Endured a bit of a wide run last start, 3 wide, just off the pace at Moonee Valley, and didn't have any cover there. He should go forward in this race and probably a place chance.
13, Caniana. There's a riding change. Aaron Spiteri replaces Jason Patton. David Hall is the trainer.
Caniana worked home very well behind the Flying Machine Farrain at her last start. Slight query her running the 1600 metres, Peter, but if she does, she's not without a chance.
Go Flash Go number 14 is at big odds. Danny Nikolic is the rider for Johnny Blakey at Geelong. You like this horse? It's showing $15.50 and it has trimmed up.
Yes, I thought that Go Flash Go would get a fairly nice run up in front. I mentioned there's quite a few horses that do get back in this race, and he is as tough as they come. He just keeps fighting on, and I think he'll be there at the end. 15 Pursuits in the familiar cerise colours of John Hawkes, to be ridden by Darren Gauci. They took out the feature on Thursday. He ran third to Bazil Bay last year in this race. He gets back in his races. He should be running on. He's quite nicely weighted here with 52 kilos, and his recent form's been okay.
And Gregory Hall rides number 16 Strident for Russell Cameron here at Flemington.
He got back and ran on well on Saturday. The 1600 metres does look like it'll suit this horse, and look for him running on as well.
Now, I've already spoken about Umrum. We didn't quite have the opportunity to have a look at him, but here he is now. This horse trained by Leon McDonald, as we said. Good win in the Toorak handicap. At his best, he is a very good miler, but he can be a little bit hard to catch at times. So there's the field. Jen, what about your trifecta as we take a look at the tote figures?
I like Go Flash Go, number 14, from number 6 Bonanova, and number 4 LA Suez.
And I've gone 4 LA Suez, 6 Bonanova, 8 Nina Haraka. Dan Malicki, a last-minute tote update.
OK, Peter, again, another very open race for a Group 1 affair, and so it should be too. I think they've all got chances. The tote shows that. From $14 Northern Drake, $6 Black Bean, Bonanova just favourite, $17 Vedivia, Umrum, who won a Group 1 race 2 starts ago, is the longest price horse on that page. And over the page we have Go Flash Go and Des's Dream amongst the most fancied. If you want to back the rank outsider, you're looking at Babetto, number 12, at around the $64 mark. So about 5-1 the field on the tote. What about on the betting ring, Tim?
They only want one, Dan, and that was Bonanova. It's a huge tip on course, and it has been the big short. Now, everything else has drifted, in particular Black Bean and LA Suez. They've certainly got the drifts, but Bonanova clearly the favourite. Best back to beat it, Des's Dream.
So Bonanova, the one they've come for. They'll start over there at the 1600 metres beside the Maribyrnong River, and they'll only have a 200-metre run to the first turn, so inside and middle barriers here are a big advantage over the outside barriers. There we can see we've gone for 5 different horses here, with the only multiple tip, LA Suez, coming from myself and Gary Willits. They're heading to the stalls now for the principal race on the concluding day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival. There is the trophy that awaits the winning owner at the end of the Emirates Stakes, and we'll be back to watch it live and exclusive around Australia on Network 10 after this break. Major race on the 4th day of the carnival about to be decided here at Flemington. The Group 1 Emirates Stakes over 1600 metres. This very even field has been surveyed by former champion jockey Roy Higgins. The one they've come for, Roy, is that little girl Bonanova. How did you mark her appearance?
Oh, she looks outstanding, Pete. Well, let's face it, she changed hands just recently for $1 million, so there's a bit of class there. Look, really, the easiest part would be to find, the hardest part is to find one that couldn't win, really. I know this race is a highly competitive race. I won it 4 times, but there was a lot of times there was a lot of hard luck stories. I think there might be a few here today. I went for a bit of value because of that in a horse number 10, Vedivia. This will be a feather in the cap of young Luke Nolan. He's an apprentice. He's the only apprentice in the race. He's a pretty high-class kid, this one. He has drawn an awkward barrier. He's got to ride this horse cold. He knows how to ride him. He's won on him here at Flemington. I went for him at a bit of value, probably on an each-way basis because it's so open. Certainly the 5 Black Bean. This horse looks absolutely outstanding. Drawn barrier 2. Got a bit going for you there. And the 2 mares, number 8, Nina Haraka. She's drawn awkward in 19, but by gee, she does look well. And the mare we just saw there a minute ago, number 6, Bonanova. She looked absolutely outstanding. Maybe the other 12 or so could win the race, but I marked them in this order: 10, 5, 8 and 6.
That's what Roy Higgins makes of the Emirates Stakes, and they've got the magic blanket on this horse. Before you go, Roy, what does that magic blanket do? It gets them into the barriers easier somehow. How does it work?
No idea.
Thanks for that, Roy. Roy Higgins there. Somehow it seems to work, but we're just not quite sure how. And there it is, Bonanova about to be settled down in the gates, and Jimmy Cassidy about to hop back on board. Grant Cooksley rides number 1 here. Northern Drake, this horse has been under a bit of an injury cloud, and before he went around to the gates, Grant Cooksley caught up with Mark Aston.
Grant, tell us about Northern Drake's chances.
Yeah, well, hopefully he's got a good chance. You know, he's sort of it's been a while since he has had a run. You know, he's been working well. He looks well, and he should run well.
Well, this has been a remarkable race for the Hayes family. They have won 6 of the past 10 runnings of this race, with David Hayes winning a few in a row, Planet Ruler Primacy and Seascape, and then Peter Hayes won it with Seascape and then Miss Margaret. So they have had a great time of it, and of course CS won it back in '89 with Better Loosen Up. Quick update, Tim Gossage.
Money for Bonanova, Peter. It is clearly the best back runner, will run a clear-cut favourite, and late specking for Blackbean.
So Bonanova the one here prior to the running of the Emirates Stakes. There's Northern Drake about to move into the gates. Let's head up to the commentary box now. Gary Willits, give us your last-minute thoughts.
Yeah, well, look, I do like the look of Blackbean. I thought he looks absolutely beautiful. He should be called Black Beauty. LA Suez, I thought she looked well. Bonanova. And, gee, I give Rebel a bit of a chance. He'll get back, but he'll come home well. But it's going to be a race where you'll need a bit of luck.
Nina Haraka joins the line, and they're all set to go. 1,600 metres. All locked away. Bonanova favourite in a very open race. They're off and racing now. Caniana jumped well down near the inside. Eloise Suez was a little bit slow to begin. He'll end up out the back. He just got a little bit of a prat there, and he's last on settling. Pursuit's just in front of him with Strident. They're settling down now and looking for the lead. Go Flash Go. Babetto coming across, goes to second. Blackbean will end up box seating third on the inside from Northern Drake, and then the grey La Zagaleta. Umrum up to 6th and 7th the inside Caniana. Then Des's Dream 1 length away Noasia. A half to Nina Haraka, who's about 1 away from the rails from her wide alley. 2 lengths away Bonanova, and then came Vetiver. Next was Rebel, Pursuit, Strident, and LA Suez's last, about 12 lengths off the lead. 1,000 metres to go, and it's Go Flash Go, a half a length in front of Babetto. Northern Drake third, and fourth is Blackbean. La Zagaleta going around him now, and Umrum 3 deep. 2 lengths to Caniana. Then Des's Dream, Nina Haraka, Noasia the inside from Bonanova. Vetiver taken out wide, 2 lengths to Strident. Then Rebel, Pursuits, and LA Suez as they start to bunch up. Rounding the turn near the 600 metres, and it's Go Flash Go now being joined by Babetto. Northern Drake goes up to make a line of 3. Umrum under the whip behind them. Then Blackbean. Next is Caniana, La Zagaleta, Bonanova swinging wide. Des's Dream running on. Then Nina Haraka as they turn into the straight. Northern Drake joins Babetto. Go Flash Go. Blackbean running up behind them. Umrum further out. Des's Dream, Bonanova running on. Then Strident, Vetiver the widest runner. Northern Drake in front. Umrum after him, and here's Bonanova. Bonanova swept up on the outside of Umrum. Then Des's Dream, Nina Haraka, Vetiver wider. It's Umrum and Bonanova together. Umrum, Bonanova, then Vetiver, Nina Haraka. Umrum and Bonanova. Bonanova and Umrum, they're going to go to the line and hit it together. Bonanova won it. Bonanova's just beaten Umrum. Third home, Nina Haraka, then Vetiver. La Zagaleta next home, and then came Des's Dream and Strident, Caniana. Babetto ran a cheeky race, and then Rebel. From LA Suez, Go Flash Go tied. Blackbean next, and then Noasia. Northern Drake dropped out, and Pursuits was with it.
Well, what a great battle these two horses had. Run on the inside, number 3, and Bonanova, number 6, ridden by Jim Cassidy. But Bonanova's got the money. Brilliant ride by Jimmy.
And 8 gets third, that's Nina Haraka, so it's 6, 3 and 8 on the Emirates Stakes.
Yes, and here they are, coming in here. The horses, there's Bonanova with the circle around her. She's about 2 or 3 lengths off them. Umrun would be about 1.5 lengths in front of her at this stage. Northern Drake's in the red with the blinkers. He's run a pretty good race, but he's just tired on his run. As you run it forward now, you can see Jimmy Cassidy, 3 from the outside of the screen, getting to work here with the light colours. He's just gone out of the picture a bit here. There's Umrun right on the outside here. He's just gone up alongside Northern Drake. And in a few minutes, you'll see Umrun. Here comes Bonanova, ridden by Jimmy Cassidy.
She had to fight Umrun off a couple of times. He refused to get